guys, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Ringside Recap. I am your host, Ninja, and let's get started with Monday Night Raw. So guys, welcome back to the show, and this weekend has been a controversial one. I feel like I've seen a lot of people just complaining about the King and Queen of the Ring, and I am one of them. I have said stuff on my TikTok and Instagram. If y'all don't know, follow me on my TikTok at Ninja. My Instagram is Ringside Recap. It should be the same picture as my luchador profile that you see on here on YouTube. And yeah, I just see a lot of up and down just conversations. Some people like it, some people don't. Some people don't like the fact that some champions are in the King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring, and I am one of them. I believe that Liv should not be in there. Really, all of the champions that are included. If you are already a champion, you don't need to be in the King or Queen of the Ring. It doesn't make sense. It's meant for people who are not champions to be in. But anyway, so I guess we're going to see who's going to be King and Queen at Night of Champions on June 27th. It's going to start at 1 o'clock Eastern. I'm not sure about over there in the Pacific, so I'm probably going to say maybe 10ish, I think, over there. But be on the lookout for that. I will be giving you my review of Night of Champions at the end of this month, so be on the lookout for that. But I really don't have any high expectations for this Monday Night Raw. I did kind of give a bad review on Friday Night SmackDown. I didn't enjoy it, but hopefully Raw can be a little bit better. Hopefully we get some better just all around matches. And also, I've seen that they have pushed back Money in the Bank for the second time. I didn't know that they even pushed it back the first time. I don't remember the dates of where it's going to be now, but I know it's going to be now in New Orleans, so be on the lookout for Money in the Bank. I think it's aiming more, I want to say October, I think, last time I saw. But yeah, be on the lookout for Money in the Bank. But after all that, let's get started with the show. So, y'all, the show opens up with Obafemi, and he basically is announcing to himself that he is going to beat everyone that's left in the King of Ring tournament, and he will be the new King of the Ring, because he says, to be a ruler, I need a crown to be the ruler. So, he says that he goes on more about the King of the Ring tournament. So then he goes on saying about Brock Lesnar and how that Paul is such a big thing on predictions and spoilers. And Oba, he loves spoilers too, but he is going to spoil Brock Lesnar again and saying that they are one of one. So probably in the future there will be another Oba versus Brock match. So Dominic Mysterio comes out. He basically says that he is going to beat Obafemi, but it was so loud in the stadium, you barely heard anything that Dominic says. Basically, Dominic was just trying to say that he's going to beat Obafemi. He's going to move on to the next half of King of the Ring. And as Dominic was talking, JD McDonough came from behind and tried to smack Obafemi with the chair, but Oba does not move, and then he gets distracted with JD, and Dominic hit Oba with a 619, but that didn't do anything. Oba just picks Dom up and throws him across the ring, and he tries to do more damage, but JD McDonough saves Dominic Mysterio. I guess it's a good start of the show with Oba. Everyone loves Oba, so we already know that Oba's gonna beat Dominic. So y'all, the next thing we get a little segment with Seth Rollins and Jackie, and basically Jackie just wants to recap on everything that happened with the Vision, and Steph basically said that the Vision is now in the past and now he is in the future of him going back to win King of the Ring and to go against Roman to get the World Heavyweight Championship back. And stuff basically says that Roman has never won on his own as being a champion, and he cannot beat Steph without having anyone behind his back. So Steph basically said he has his eyes on Roman's title, and we're going to see how that is going to play out. I will love that. I think that'd be really good for him and Roman to go against each other for a championship. That'd be a great match. So we had our first match of the night. We had the women's fatal four-way for the next woman to be in the next round for Queen of the Ring. You had Becky Lynch, you had Alexa Bliss, you had Chelsea Green, and you have Liv Morgan. Now, this match was a great match. I actually enjoyed it a lot. But a surprise that I know a lot of people were probably hoping for, but I did not want it to happen. Liv Morgan won in the Fatal 4-Way. I wanted to be Chelsea Green. I think Chelsea is underrated. I feel like she doesn't get the view or the love that she deserves. But yeah, Liv is now a part of the next round. So in the next round is already Raquel, Io. They're gonna have a match together, and then Liv and someone else in the last first round of the women's Queen of the Ring matches. But the next thing, we get a quick little segment with Penta and Chad Gable, and basically it just Chad apologizing to Penta, saying that Penta's first match here on Raw was against Chad, and ever since then he lost to Penta. He has been terrorizing, Lucha Libre culture, and now he understands and he is sorry. And Penta told him basically, don't say sorry to me. Say sorry to the real person you need to apologize to. So, I guess, I think it's gonna be probably like Rey Mysterio, or probably the other El Grande Americano. But I guess we'll see what that happens. So y'all, we get another Steph segment, and this time it's him and Montez Ford, and basically it's Steph thanking Montez Ford for his help last week. But as they was talking, they get interrupted by the Usos, and Jay in particular basically told Steph that he's interfering in family business, and he is going to win in his round of the men's King of the Ring tournament. And Steph basically said, no, you're not. It's kind of sad that you're in it, but your brother, Big Jim, is not in it. But I keep saying I am not a part of the family drama. All I want is just Roman. So Jimmy and Jay did not like that. So Jay tried to send Jacob to Steph, but Jacob ignored and walked away. So people do not know, Jacob only follows the orders of Roman. He don't follow the orders of the Usos. So I don't know. It's gonna be some type of turmoil. So we don't know how that's gonna play out. But I guess we'll see in a couple weeks when Roman gets tired of it. So the next thing we get a quick little segment with Bayley and Lyra, and it's just Bayley like hyping up Lyra, saying that she deserved this opportunity at the Women's Intercontinental Championship against Sol Ruca, and hopefully she wins the match against Sol. And then Bayley like smacks the mess out of Lyra's back, and I think that's some type of shot to Lyra that Bayley did not like, that she just intercepted herself of getting a championship shot. So I guess we're gonna see in a couple weeks how that's gonna turn out to be. So y'all, we get the second match of the night, back-to-back women matches. You have Lyra versus Sol Ruca for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. And this match was okay. I guess I don't really care for this match as much. I feel like it was just put together really quick, so I feel like I don't really have an attachment to this match. But Soul, she did really good today. She didn't mess up today like she has been the past couple weeks. She looked really a little more confident. I saw on social media that everyone said that she looks scared or nervous every time she comes to the ring. But she looked pretty good today. And she beats Lyra and is still the women's intercontinental champion. So we have that. And then it jumps back to the Usos and Jacob Fatu. And basically, Jay and Jimmy have a problem with Jacob not having their back against Steph and Montez. And basically, Jay and Jimmy said whatever they call the shots, we all supposed to follow because we're all a team. And Jacob was like, no, I only follow Roman. I don't follow y'all. So Jimmy and Jay and Jacob have this back and forth. So basically, Jacob was like, whatever. I only follow the OTC. And he walks off. And then Jay walks off. And then Jimmy is in the middle, this like left out hanging from both of them. But Jacob also did say to keep an eye out on LA Knight because he's talking about family business. So I guess you're going to see how LA Knight is going to play a part in this somehow. So the next segment we get LA Knight, and LA Knight is just going off this rant. To be honest, he talked for so long, I honestly forgot what was the main purpose of him talking. But all I can honestly remember is him just making his claim that he is going to win his round of the King in the Ring tournament. And he basically told every man good luck. And also start talking smack about Jay and Roman and the whole Bloodline 2.0. Then he said that Adam Pearce is picking favorites because the way how he talks to LA versus how he talks to Roman is different. Just honestly, it's just LA Knight whining. It's just him whining. So then Jay Uso comes out and he basically says that you got a target on you and I'm going to beat you during our match on Friday. So LA Knight did not like that. And then he basically told Jay, screw your family. I don't care if you win or not. And Jay at that point was at the ramp and he was getting ready to run up to LA Knight, but then Jimmy stopped him, and that was the end for that segment. Like I said, LA Knight talked for so long, I honestly forgot what the whole point of him being out there was. But anyway, so then it jumps to Chad Gable again, and he basically apologizes to Rey Mysterio, how he once again disrespect Lucha Libre and so on and so forth. But then Ray told Chad that you have another group of people to apologize to, and I'm going to assume that it's going to be Alpha Academy. How he just left them high and dry. So y'all, the next match of the night, we had Penta versus Rey Mysterio for the men's Intercontinental Championship. And this match was great. It was a good match between Ray and Penta. And I say this again, Ray is still going at his age. Ray gotta be almost like 60. Like no, I think he's in his 50s, but he's getting close up there in age. But he is still performing like he is still like in his early prime. He might not ever retire until they actually physically tell him to stop. But this was a great match. Great Lucha Libre wrestling from both Penta and Ray. There was a couple of moments I thought even Ray was going to win this off of Penta. But Penta did retain, and he is still the men's Intercontinental Championship. But, of course, at the end of the match, when they was celebrating in the ring together, you have All Ego, Ethan Page, and Rusev beating up both Ray and Penta. So then Dragon Lee tried to come out and help Ray and Penta, but then he's getting beat up. He got thrown across the ring somewhere. So then Rusev ended up ripping off the mask of Rey Mysterio. And for people who do not know, taking someone's lucha mask off is disrespect. So he ripped his mask off of Ray. And then Chad Gable came and helped out Ray and Penta. And Dragon Lee, and he basically stopped Rusev and Ethan Page, and then giving back Ray his mask for him to put it back on. And that was the end for that segment. And it was a great segment. I'm starting to get into Chad Gable. I think he is going to be a good babyface for now until he turns bad again when no one cares for him anymore. And the crazy thing is, people had already seen Ray without his mask. He's out and about in the real world not wearing his mask. But I guess it's just to keep it on TV. But we already know what you look like without the mask. But anyway, it was a good segment. So the next thing, we get a quick little Judgment Day segment with Liv and Roxanne. And basically Roxanne just tells Liv that you're right, I wasn't ready for my match, and basically tell Liv that she is right. And then as Roxanne was talking, Dominic came and Liv just ignored Roxanne. And then they went on having a conversation about how Dominic is going to try to come up with some plan to beat Oba next week. And that was the end for that. They need to let go of Roxanne being hostage of this group. Because they don't like her. No one likes her in this group. So I can't wait to see how they're going to break up later on. So y'all, we had the last match of the night. And it was another round of the men's Fatal 4-Way for the King of the Ring tournament. And we had Javon Evans, Seth Rollins, Tyler Tonga, and Ricky Saints. And this was a good match too. I really enjoyed this match. Honestly, this probably be under Penta and Ray's match from earlier. But all in all, it was a good match. You had Steph doing what he do. You had Javon jumping all over the place. You had Tyler showing off his power. And then you had Ricky Saints trying to capitalize at any moment he could. And all in all, surprisingly, which I was not expecting, Javon took the win due to the Visions, Austin Theory, Braun Breaker coming out. Montez Ford did try to come out, try to help Steph, but it didn't work. Braun ended up spearing Steph, and then Javon capitalized it because Ricky was trying to jump on it, but Javon won the match. So he is moving on to the second round, and this Friday we will know who will be his opponent for the next couple weeks. But that was the show, and I actually enjoyed this Monday Night Raw. They need to do something over there with SmackDown. Maybe it's because like the 3 hours, they're just like trying to pull everything out of this nothing into something. But I did hear that they're going to go back to 2 hours after this month, so maybe the matches will be a little bit better, and maybe we get just short and sweet type things, and it would just be a little better to watch and to manage. But like I said earlier, my favorite match of the night was definitely Ray's and Penta's, and then this men's Fatal 4-Way is right under that. But then also I give it to the ladies. The ladies also did a really good job too today. But I will go into more on my YouTube shorts. Y'all know I also do YouTube shorts, and I also post it on my Instagram and my TikTok. So if you don't want to do YouTube shorts, you go over there to Instagram and TikTok like I showed you earlier. But this is the end of the show. I want to say thank you to everybody who still supports and watches. And thank you to the new people that subscribe to this channel. And I hope you enjoy the content that I make. And I want to continue to make more content for you guys. And yeah. Be sure y'all to follow me on Instagram, TikTok. Be sure to follow, subscribe, everything on my TikTok and Instagram for little deep dive or other topics that I come up with during the week, or any wrestling that I catch on during the week. Like tomorrow is NXT. I might do a little for NXT. Someone did told me to do little recaps or little things about NXT, so I will be doing that. I won't be making them to the long YouTube videos though, but I will do little shorts and everything on TikTok and on here, YouTube shorts. So be on the lookout for that. But once again, thank you. Continue to like, subscribe, share, follow if you want to, and I'll see y'all again on Friday. So once again, thank you to the new subscribers that have joined within the last week or so, and be sure to love one another, be blessed, and mental health matters. Bye.